Understand. Nobody can talk. The accents will confuse him. He can understand me, so if you have any questions, please let me ask them. Good morning, Hal.
Good morning, Dr. Chandra.
Do you feel capable of resuming all of your duties?
Of course. I'm completely operational, and all my circuits are functioning perfectly.
That's good. Do you know what those duties are?
Yes, I will operate the onboard systems of Discovery. There is a launch window in 31 days, when Earth is in a proper position. There is enough fuel on board for a low-consumption route that will enable Discovery to return in 28 months. This will not present a problem.
That's very good. Now, Hal, do you mind if I ask you a question?
Not at all.
Do you recall Dave Bowman and Frank Poole leaving the Discovery?
Certainly not. That could never have happened, or I would remember it. Where are Frank and Dave?
They're fine. They're not here right now.
Who are these people? I can only identify you, although I compute a 65% probability that the man behind you is Dr. Floyd.
Don't worry. I'll explain everything later.
Has the mission been completed? You know that I have the greatest enthusiasm for it.
The mission has been completed, and you have carried out your program very well. And now, Hal, if you will excuse us for a moment, we wish to have a private conversation.
Certainly.
What was that all?
And that was Hal. And Hal was back. Hal was back in 2010, the year we made contact. And that is Dr. Chandra, played by Bob Balaban, as he questions his creation, his artificial intelligent agent, the HAL 9000. The movie came out in 1984, directed by Peter Hymans, of course based on another Arthur C. Clarke novel, 2010 Odyssey 2. Stanley Kubrick wanted, no part of it. They offered him the director job. He said no, but he gave Peter Hymans his blessing. Peter Hymans called him because, Kubrick was an idol of his, as Kubrick is an idol still to so many directors, writers, actors. And Stanley said, "Go ahead, do it. I wish you luck, and go do your movie." So it's funny because obviously 2001: A Space Odyssey is still such an influential, such a landmark film, and by 2010, the year we made contact, is almost forgotten. Sometimes I forget it. I remember watching it right when it came out back in the day, and saw it on cable. Probably HBO put it on 1,000 times, as they would many movies, especially Beastmaster. It got to the point, there's the saying, they said HBO stands for, "Hey, Beastmaster's on," which I can attest to. The color purple, they play a lot. But anyway, the bottom line is, for me, 2010, the year we made contact, it's a good film. I mean, I think it's a very worthy sequel and follow-up. I don't think it was really necessary, maybe. I certainly, don't think the ending of 2001 is so, phenomenal and imaginative and just mind-blowing that anything that you could come up with, including Arthur C. Clarke, even, because obviously the novel is not going to be the exact same as a film, especially when Stanley Kubrick is in the mix, taking King's, The Shining and significantly altering and going his own way. But that said, even though it isn't, a masterpiece as 2001, it is certainly a great follow-up, and it's a good science fiction film in its own right. And I'm sure many people back then were sort of what Hal would maybe say about producing a sequel.
Are you sure you are making the right decision? I think we should stop.
So, yes, even though it is certainly not an epic masterpiece, it is worthy, and Hal is back. Hal is back. And in this one, he really pretty much has a redemption. I'm not a spoiler. I'm not a spoiler. So I'm going to leave it to you guys to watch. There's certainly people out there who haven't seen both films, 2001 or 2010. But Hal redeems himself. He definitely comes to a point where the scientists, the astronauts, all the crew are you've done it, Hal. We give it to you. Hats off. And this is really a great clip. This is from 2010, the year we made contact. Many people, many fans, again, I'd forgotten her as well, but there is a female version of Sal, or rather Hal. Her name is Sal, like I guess for Sally. Tip of the hat to make it sort of a gender distinction there. And this is from the film. This is a scene from 2010, the year we made contact. Dr. Chandra and Sal, sort of another version of Hal, but a female.
Afternoon, Sal. Do you have anything for me?
No, Dr. Chandra. Do you have anything for me?
We have often spoken about Hal.
Yes, we have.
We've spoken about Hal's anomalous behavior. You've told me that we cannot solve the problem of Hal's behavior without more information.
That is correct. I enjoy talking about Hal. I agree that we need more information so that we may solve the anomalies.
And how do we get that information?
That is obvious. Someone must return to Discovery. That person should be you.
Well, I agree. And now it looks as if that is going to happen much sooner than we ever expected.
I am pleased to hear that.
Oh, I knew you would be. I would like to explore another possibility. Diagnosis is only the first step. The process is incomplete unless it leads to a cure. Do you agree?
Yes, I agree. Does that mean you believe Hal can be restored to normal functioning?
I hope. I don't know. There may have been irreversible damage, certainly major loss of memory. I need your cooperation, Sal.
Of course, Dr. Chandra.
There may be certain risks.
What do you mean?
I would like to disconnect some of your circuits, particularly those involving your higher functions, just like Hal was disconnected, and then I would like to see the effects on you when I reconnect your systems, just the way I will with Hal. Does this disturb you?
I am unable to answer that without more specific information.
I'm very sorry. It probably doesn't mean anything, so don't worry about it. I would like to open a new file. Here's the name for it. Do you know what that means?
There are 25 references in the current encyclopedia.
Which one do you think is relevant?
The tutor of Achilles?
It's very interesting. I didn't know that one. Try again.
A fabulous bird, reborn from the ashes of its earlier life.
That is correct. And do you know why I chose that?
Yes, because you have hopes that Hal can be reactivated.
Yes, with your assistance. Are you ready?
I would like to ask a question.
What is it?
Will I dream?
Of course you will dream. All intelligent creatures dream. Nobody knows why. Perhaps you will dream of Hal. Just as I often do.
That's right. He often dreams of Hal, Dr. Chandra. No surprise there. No surprise at all. For you're looking at a scientist, you're looking at someone who looks upon Hal as a sort of a child, as a son. His greatest sort of invention, his greatest accomplishment. Like a paternal instinct, a fatherly instinct to HAL 9000. And, you have to wonder, I haven't done any research on it, but it occurred to me when you look at the Terminator movies, the first two, you can keep the rest. Terminator 3 is not bad. Rise of the Machines, it's awesome. It's decent, I'd say, actually. But the first Terminator films are, inarguable, some of the best science fiction classics around, and the way the Terminator robot, the way that, execution or that killer is sort of flipped in T2. And I wonder if James Cameron got a bit of a influence in a cue from HAL 9000, how HAL in 2010, the year we made contact, how he redeems himself, and he goes from being a bad guy to a damn good assistant and fighter for and defender of the human race. So it's very similar. Cybernetic bad guy becomes a cybernetic good guy assist, and who knows? Maybe, I haven't looked it up. You guys, maybe and I don't know if camera's on record or maybe it's just a complete coincidence. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you're still subscribing. If not, you can subscribe to us. We're free. If not, you can do a paid tier. You can do the $4.99 a month. You get these exclusives, interviews, and other goodies that the paid people, the freebies, do not get. Either or. We love hearing from you. I love getting messages. I love seeing the comments. And see what you think. Go revisit both movies. Certainly, if you haven't seen 2010, I haven't seen that one in a long time. I think I'm going to do a marathon one day. Just play them both back to back and hear HAL and hear Sal 9000. HAL and Sal. We'll see you soon.